All right, what is going on, everyone out there on the interwebs? Jeremy, aka NES Ruler here. After about an hour and 10-minute delay, I think we are all ready to go here on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. This is episode 4. Had a problem with Skype once again, but I think it is all settled and fixed. I hope it's changed all the settings. Everything should be good to go after Skype once again screwing us up the bum. I am your host, NES Ruler 22. I'm here again with my co-host, Double Shot J, aka JP, and of course, good old Moodz. You can follow me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/NESRuler22. Follow JP at youtube.com
You can
slash
call me
double
Double Shot.
shot
It's okay.
J. Follow Moodz at youtube.com/Moodz616. Hope everybody had a safe Christmas. We got a full show ahead of you once again. We got a what we watched, then we're going to go into Mood's news segment, and then we're going to do a discussion on the original and remake of Maniac, and then we're going to end with news again. So let's go to Mood's right now for the first movie he watched this week. So go ahead.
All right, yeah. But first off, I just got to say, fuck you, Skype, and your goddamn glitches. That was bullshit. All right.
Yeah, and fuck
So
mics.
It's always the simple solution of resetting it and it fucking works. Give me a fucking break.
I know.
Okay, anyways, what we watched this week. I actually watched a lot of movies as usual. I'm not going to talk about nearly even close to as many as I watched, but I'm gonna start with this film from 1977, newly released by Scorpion Releasings, and it goes by the name of Day of the Animals, starring
Oh,
Christopher.
damn.
Yeah, starring Christopher George, the awesome Christopher George. He's been in so many awesome movies. Leslie Nielsen, before he became the comedic actor that we all know him as, and a couple other people also. So basically, the storyline in this film is this small town is like watching the news one day, and they're getting all these warnings on the news about like the ozone layer depleting and stuff, and how man is kind of fucked up the ozone layer by our aerosol cans and shit like that and all this other bullshit. And basically what happens is there's a group of people led by Christopher George's character. He leads like this kind of like this tour group where they take people up the mountains and stuff, kind of like people that really aren't into outbacking and doing that type of stuff, but they take them on these tours up in the mountains and stuff and do whatever. So he leads this group up into the mountains, and what is happening is the ozone layer is letting through all these ultraviolet rays and shit like that, and all this bad shit, and it's affecting the animals like crazy, and it almost like kind of infects them to the point where the animals turn on humans, and they're kind of getting the revenge for fucking up their lands and stuff like that, right? So this group of people's up in the hills, and they start getting attacked by like a whole shitloads piles of animals, like birds and bears and wolves and snakes and fucking whatever else is up in the hills. People are getting tagged off, and so now they're trapped way up in the mountains, because what did they said on the news is that anybody that's in a higher elevation is going to be the animals are going to be affected a lot more. And of course, these people are like 3,000 fucking miles in the air in this hill, so all the animals up there major affected, and
So it's like
they
all
start
kind of
fucking shit
different
up.
animals, correct?
It is, man. They don't focus just on one certain animal. They focus on everything that could
So this is
possibly
like
be up on
a
the hills.
legit when animals attack type of
It really is. And basically it's a struggle to get down the hill as, the people get tagged or picked off one by one and stuff by these animals. Yeah, my thoughts on this, it's really, really awesome, man. It's really well done. The acting's awesome.
Is this the first time you've seen it?
This is the first time I've ever seen this movie.
I've heard of this film forever, and it's just always been on my list, and I never got to see it.
Yeah, me too. And oh man, dude, the animal attacks in this movie are so brilliantly shot. For 1977, it looks so fucking legit, dude. Like bears attacking people, wolves attacking, birds, like snake, everything. They used real animals, and like I don't know how they managed to make everything look so good, but of course nothing's CG, so everything's real. And wow, I was fucking blown away by this movie, man. It's really, really good. Like, transfer's amazing. It looks awesome. Great performances, like I said. Leslie Nielsen's character, holy shit, man. He basically is a total asshole in this film, and what he does is he figures that Christopher George's plan of going back down the hill or whatever is a stupid fucking plan. So he gathers up a few people that, you know, that want to go his route and go to the top of the mountain to get food and wait for, you know, help up there and stuff. Well, he kind of turns on these people and like attacks this girl, and he's like a total dick, man. He like beats the shit out of these guys. It's fucking crazy, dude. He's just such an asshole. And but I can't say enough good things about this movie. It was fantastic. It was so awesome. It runs about just under 100 minutes. It doesn't feel long at all. Like I said, it's just well acted, and you really feel for the characters, and it's kind of cool.
What animals attack? Like what sequences, what kind of animals are used for attack sequences?
The attack sequences, the first, there's like cougars, there's bears, there's wolves, there's snakes, there's fucking like vultures, kind of
snakes,
birds. I think that might be it. But I tell you, man, the bear attack and the fucking wolf and like the cougar attacks and shit are crazy, dude.
Yeah,
they're attacking.
Who put it out?
They're attacking real people. Like, it's fucked up. There's no, like, when the attacks happen, you're just like, damn, that's crazy. Scorpion.
I love animal attack movies, dude.
Ironically enough, Scorpion put this out on Blu-ray. You can get it out on DVD. It's the same line that houses the Katrina Nightmare Theater line. Mm. This isn't part of that line, but it's just part of the regular Scorpion. But they release horror movies too. I honestly could not recommend this movie enough. I'd give it probably an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh, damn.
It's a solid film. Anything with Christopher George in it, I find that he elevates every movie. It's such a shame that he passed away so, early in his life, but
yeah, that's definitely a great one that I'm going to have to see. I guess I'll go next if that's cool, Jeremy.
Sure.
Okay, so last week you guys remember it was Christmas week, so a lot of these films that I watched are kind of rollovers from Christmas week that I kind of watched during Christmas. So the first thing I watched is a film called, well, I actually watched Silent Night Deadly Night again, but this time it was under the title Silent Night Deadly Night 2 for some reason.
Damn it, I watched it too, and I was going to talk about the first one. Damn it.
So Silent Night Deadly Night Part 2. This is a bad movie, dude. It is so bad.
No, wait. The first 45 minutes of this film, you could just fucking fast forward besides the scenes with Ricky when he's talking to the doctor. That's the only stuff you have to stop.
It is definitely one of the cheapest remakes ever. When you recap for half the length of your movie, it's so funny, man. I think that movie is so bad.
Dude, you can just tell that it was completely just thrown together. From what I hear, it started out originally as like extra scenes for the original film or something. I'm not really sure what they had intended to make an extended cut or some weird shit. But I believe literally half of the movie is like 45 minutes of the movie is reused footage from the first film. Good thing is they used like the best footage from the first film. And the acting is so bad, dude.
But it's so bad it's good.
No,
come on,
dude,
don't
people
do it.
say that shit is so bad it's good. I think it's so bad it's actually, that guy's annoying. I really
when he's pointing the gun to his head, and the police officer is like, "Don't do it! Don't shoot yourself! Don't kill!" I was fucking following.
Yeah, his acting's atrocious, man. The acting definitely is atrocious.
Oh, it's so bad.
What are you doing, girl? Like, he'll do that. Like, I don't know why he talks like that. He'll be like, "Let me get a can of pop."
Like, completely overacting. You're overacting.
yeah, dude. I've never seen it. Any worse overacting. It was actually stunningly bad. Like, I always heard it was bad. I knew about it. I knew about Garbage Day and shit. Yeah. Like, everybody knows about that. But honestly, you could watch that Garbage Day scene on infinite loop, and it really is funny. It's just so weird. Like, like, why did he say it? The dude's just taking his trash out. He's like, "Garbage Day." Fucking shoots him. But I mean, honestly, like, at least it it doesn't even feel like a coherent like narrative. It's just literally like, after the flashback shit, then it's just segments. It's not like a flowing story. It's just like segments of this guy going on a killing spree. It's not really any type of well structured story at all. It's such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
What I mean, what do you, like? How do you even right away? You have to take five points off of your rating because it's a half a movie.
Yep.
Yeah, they could have released that movie just as a short, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's actually goes perfect with the double feature releases that they put out. I would honestly give Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 a 3.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 just because of its cheesiness enjoyment.
I mean, maybe if they cut out, like, if it was released just the new footage, the footage,
That's actually
original footage, it could be not really an annoying watch because it'd only be like 40 minutes and there's some funny moments and stuff. But with all that added footage, especially, this is a terrible film to watch right after you watch the first one.
Yep.
Because that's what I did. I watched the first one and then like the next day I watched part 2 and it's just like, oh man, that is so bad. Luckily the first film is so awesome, but you really don't, sometimes you don't feel like watching the same shit over and over again. So Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, curiosity is the only reason you should check it out.
Yep, I agree with you totally on that one. Because I did the same thing and I watched it, so yeah. Am I gonna go next?
Yep.
All right, I watched the 2011 film 247 Degrees Fahrenheit.
This one always
Scout
interested
Taylor
me.
Compton.
Tyler Mane.
Yeah, and Tyler Mane. But pretty much 4 college friends go to Tyler Mane, who plays the uncle of one of the guys, cabin. And of course, these teenagers are fucking annoying, drunk idiots. And they decide to go into the sauna. Now, one of the friends is so drunk that he stumbles out of the sauna and something falls over and the 3 other friends get stuck in the sauna and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter and you could probably guess what the
Why does it
film
get
is
hotter
about.
and hotter and hotter though?
Well, I guess because they set the temperature outside on the thermostat to a certain degrees, so it gets hotter as the coals get hotter.
Dude, you know what? But honestly, the concept of this film, I'm in right away.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did hear bad things about this one. You guys know I love films that are set in a single location with a small group of characters.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
do I.
it sounds like, hey, like let's put them on a ski lift, let's throw them in a sauna. It's just like, yeah, that works for me.
it's definitely on the same level as ATM, mediocre wise. It's not.
Now I haven't seen ATM, but I hear there's like tons of like gaping plot holes,
Yeah,
and that's what kind of ruins it.
yeah.
Oh
It's not
god.
as good.
Oh god. There was that
Go ahead, Moodz.
that movie got so fucking overhyped, man. Like
Yeah.
everyone's like ATM so awesome, so awesome. I watched that shit and I was like, that was not good.
Yeah.
There was
Really,
a
I didn't
lot.
hear anything good about it.
There's a lot of problems with that film, man. And the ending doesn't make like. I don't really want to talk about the film, but
so does
there's a lot of problems with it.
200 and some degrees Fahrenheit, not
I gotta
Celsius.
I gotta say, what the fuck? Come on,
You
get with the
fucking
fucking
foreigners
program.
use
Get with the
Celsius.
Get the
You
fucking
goddamn
program.
foreigners.
Jesus,
But,
you guys
so-
confuse the rest of the world, anyways.
Does
But I do like the
does it have a
setting.
lot of?
I gotta say, the setting's very original in a fucking sauna. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and it's scary too, dude. Saunas will fucking kill you.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not as good as like say Buried with Ryan Reynolds, which is a
I'm scared to watch that movie.
pretty good film, or Exam or Cube. It's not as good as any of those. It's better than ATM by a little bit, but if you guys want something like original and interesting, I suppose I'd give it a 6 out of 10 on that one.
Okay, like you kind of made me want to check it out now because I was gonna just,
You could get it on
I'm
swap.
gonna seek it out now. Like
JP.
before, I was just waiting on it.
You could get on. You could get on
Oh,
swap
cool,
on
cool.
DVD right now.
I'll probably do that then. I like Tyler Mane, Scout Taylor Compton. I thought it was pretty cool as Lori. I know a lot of people hate her, and she's
I
kind of
liked her. I liked her.
yeah.
I didn't meet her, but
I'm
perfection,
gonna say this. I like her better than Jamie Lee Curtis. There, I fucking said it. All you Halloween Jamie Lee Curtis fans can
Oh
kill me.
man, the thumbs downs on the video are gonna fucking go through the roof now, man.
Dude,
Thanks a lot,
I
dude.
think
It's all on my
Jamie Lee
channel. That
Curtis is
goes
the
towards
most
my stats, motherfucker.
overrated, overrated uh, scream queen slash horror
You know what?
actress.
You know what? We
Ever,
will leave that for a
ever.
different. We'll leave
Yeah.
that for a different show because
Yeah,
that's a whole show in
that's
itself.
all. Yeah, we can seriously debate that and break it down on why. I have lots of opinions on her. But anyway, you said 6 out of 10. That's not bad. I'm probably gonna check this out. I
Yeah.
love the concept, dude. You know what they should have did? They should have got a bunch of MMA fighters cutting weight.
It
Oh,
was, it was
God.
it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. So yeah.
Back to you,
Okay.
Moods.
All right. So, renters beware is the tagline of the next film that I'm watching.
Better be
Well,
set in a video store.
I think it's one of the taglines, anyways. But the newly released Scream Factory edition of Crawlspace, featuring Klaus Kinski, of course. We all know him
Oh
from
shit! I
Nosferatu.
thought you said the film was called like Renter Beware or something.
No, that's just what I started with.
Oh,
I used a different approach. I used a secondary tagline.
Just
Well,
let me
I like
just
it.
let
I
me
like
ask
it.
you. Just let me ask you. Did you like it?
Yes, I absolutely loved Crawlspace. I thought it was.
Good.
I thought it was.
Moods kicks the Scream Factory. Dude, we are not going to go one show without talking about Scream Factory. It's not going to
Probably.
happen.
Did you watch the documentary How I Tried to Kill Klaus Kinski?
No, I didn't get around to
Oh
it.
man,
I
you gotta
watched
watch
this.
that.
I watched this around 4 in the morning one night, so I didn't get a chance to. But
You
I
gotta
will watch
it.
that.
It's very.
Um,
Watched it 4 in the morning, one morning. You mean?
Yeah. So yeah, the plot of this one is Klaus Kinski's character, Carl Gunther, he plays. He's obviously a landlord of this building and stuff, and he seems to be, kind of a normal guy, but he's actually not a fucking normal dude at all. Basically, what he's done in this place is that he's made all these crawl spaces from, throughout the building that, you can see into all the different apartments and stuff, and he spies and keeps tabs on all his female tenants and stuff like that. But
Dude,
meanwhile,
wait.
while
So
he
this
does
film was from what year?
1986.
Dude, you can tell any film that has to do with like something in a crawl space has to be made in the 80s. You know how
Yes.
often like crawl spaces were like used in like film in like horror films?
Yeah.
Carry
But
on.
so anyways, but meanwhile, while he's doing all this shit, he actually has kind of like almost like a torture chamber kind of set up in one of the rooms in the houses. He's got, I guess I'm assuming would have been like an old tenant or something like that, and he's got her locked up in a cage, and I think he cut out her
tongue.
He cut out her tongue, and he just kind of abuses her and does weird shit to her and stuff, and then he continues along with his spine of other tenants and shit like that, and of course you know where these movies lead and shit like that, but it doesn't turn out that well, but yeah, the overall feel of this film is Klaus Kinski's awesome in it, man. He's really creepy. His performance is right there, like he's very into the character. It's a fun film, and I love the claustrophobic feel of it too. Like when he's crawling around, and just the way it's shot really well. And and the best thing about this movie, not the best thing, but it runs about 80 minutes. It's right to the point. It has no really slow moments in his stuff. It's all very kind of creepy and visual and very voyeurish, and it's a fun fucking movie. I couldn't recommend this movie enough. It's just a great watch.
Yeah, I agree.
How's that transfer?
The transfer is fucking fantastic, man. Honestly,
Why do I even question Scream Factory?
The thing is, man, Scream Factory they really do a great job with their transfers, I have to say. I think, I mean, I have all the Scream Factory releases, and everything that's on Blu-ray is fantastic. Some of the DVD transfers are actually really good too, but they're not widescreen. They're not widescreen on the 4-packs and stuff, but whatever. But not a big deal. At least we have those films.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, check out Crawlspace.
Yeah.
I definitely will be picking that one up. I'm still playing catch up on Scream Factory.
When I saw freaking David Schwimmer, is that how you pronounce his name? The director in October.
David Schwimmer directed it. Yeah.
He was at the 24-hour horror marathon that I go to every October, and he brought his own. He brought his own personal 35mm print of it, and he was talking about how Klaus Kinski was such a fucking douchebag to work with, and that's why
I've heard a lot of bad things about Klaus Kinski.
And sorry. and that's why he wanted to end up killing him, and that's why he made this documentary of how I tried to kill him. But very great film. I really liked it. I liked the little twist about why this guy's such fucked up in the head.
Well, if you
What
had
did
to,
you rate
if you
it?
had to rate it, no, I didn't rate it, but if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it, it
Well,
between
if
a
you
seven
had
and a
to,
half and an eight.
you have to.
Yeah.
That's just always what I say. If I have to, break my fucking arm.
Yeah, I say it too. I don't know why I
Yeah.
say it.
Well, because some people, when they do reviews and stuff, they don't rate their films, right? So I'm like, well, if I have to rate it, it's just one of those things, I guess, to prolong the video. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. I do it all the time too. Where I say like I'd rate, or if I was gonna rate it, man, I don't know. Are you done with that one?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, next up, I watched Black Christmas, the remake, because we just watched the original, and I just picked up the remake and figured, I'll give it a rewatch. I remember this is one of those films. What I think it came out in the year 2006. When it came out, it was like I was in like middle school or high school. And when it hit DVD, I remember like chilling over like a friend's house with like chicks like every weekend, and we would always pop that one in and just watch it with them, and it was really cool. But I didn't really care for the movie like too much. I thought it was decent for at the time. Watching it now, all these years later, I don't know. After watching the original, you just kind of wish that you was watching the original sometimes during it. I mean, it has cool scenes like the cookie cutter flesh scene. That's probably my favorite scene in the whole film. But I do kind of like how they took they took this weird dialogue that was in the phone call in the original film and kind of created a story around it, right? I mean, because the whole backstory wasn't in the original film, right? So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched my review on it recently, but I went into the fact of I didn't mind the fact that they put a backstory into this film. I never really mind when a remake does that, hence the Halloween one.
Yeah.
But my biggest problem with the way they told the backstory in this film is that it was told through, a couple different people. And the fact that it went on for fucking like 35 minutes of the film.
Well,
Like that backstory fully develops in it, and you finally get the whole thing after like 35 minutes. They could have told that backstory in half the time.
Well, the thing
And it
about the
developed a better
backstory is
film.
it's not really that good. Like if it
No,
was a good backstory, like the Halloween backstory, then it
yeah,
wouldn't matter how long it is.
yeah,
But the fact,
but that at least with the Halloween movie, that one runs like 2 hours. So they kind of they extended that. But this movie, it's your normal length film, and it's literally like over a third of the film is the backstory, in which you did say like I thought the backstory was whatever. I thought it was weird, of course, with the incest and all the other different type of things that are going on there. But like I said, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it ran way
I
too
thought
fucking long.
I thought the backstory. I thought the setting was cool. Like it kind of felt like it was set. I think they set it in the 70s or something. It felt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it exactly felt 70s, but it definitely felt older. But I really like, why was the father, this, veteran of the Vietnam War, the Korean War, whatever war he was in, why would he be with this like cunty woman? Like, you know what I mean? It didn't make sense to me. Like, she was a terrible person and he was
Yeah.
like all nice and shit. It just didn't fit. And then, you have the yellow skin, like that felt very gimmicky. Like, hey, we got to make our killer different.
Yeah.
And it just
They
felt
made the
really
killer all
gimmicky.
jaundice.
Yeah, and then also I thought that the actual story between the brother sister slash daughter, like why was she in the house again? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like why was she
Yeah.
there? Like why he
Totally.
breaks out and she's there? Like it's really, you're really reaching for some shit when how like the whole story works, and then the whole ending. I don't know. It just felt very typical. Like not really any heart in it. It just felt like it was going through the motions of making a horror film remake.
Oh, I completely agree. In my review, I basically said the exact same thing. But the one thing I did like about the
The
remake,
cookie
though.
cutting flesh scene.
Oh no, that was a good scene. That was interesting. But I did like the
Yeah,
fact that
that's your whole heart right there. That's your some dude in the back was like, man, I watched horror films my whole life. Like this, I always wanted to see this, and like that's a guy who fucking was the whole creative ideas. That's where they all
Oh,
came
totally.
from.
I did like the fact that the girls were fucking hot in that movie, man.
Oh, dude, I know, right?
It's
The
got a
one
really
chick
good
from
looking
like
cast.
Euro Trip and she from like what else is she? She's from like a few things.
Oh yeah,
I
I know.
really like her.
Yeah, but yeah, just a incredible cast. But and I gotta say, man, the ending was piss poor too. I
Yeah, when
hated
you
the ending.
go from the original ending, which you said is like one of the best of all time,
Yeah, it's
to
such a
this
good
one,
ending.
it's like, are you fucking serious, dude?
It's so bad, and
Um,
it's funny
it's
because they have like 4 or 5 different endings. I think on the DVD you can
oh
watch them.
really?
I don't know if you watch them all, but all of them are
No, I
real
didn't,
shit, man. Like I
dude.
honestly doesn't matter which one they had picked. I wouldn't have liked it, but
So this film is my perfect definition of like a guilty pleasure type movie. You know, obviously, us being horror fans, we never actually feel guilty about anything we watch. I think that doesn't actually mean what you're saying when you say guilty pleasure, but it's a bad movie that is kind of fun to watch on Christmas time. I mean, let's face it, we don't get enough Christmas horror movies out every year, and we're kind of limited on how many actually exist. And this one's worth watching maybe once every couple years.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Jeremy, did you have any opinions on Black Christmas?
I saw it in theaters back when it came out. I haven't watched it since then, so I don't really remember it. But
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
yeah, my turn, I guess.
Yeah.
So I watched the 2011 film Blood Runs Cold. I mean, JP was telling me his film had only a 5K budget. So for a 5K budget, this film is fucking badass
Don't
for
quote me
that
on that.
price.
I'm
Don't
gonna
quote it
think.
for that, but I read that online too that it had
You did? Okay, then
not
I
that big of
was.
a budget. And it had some pretty good effects for having a budget so tiny, but pretty much it's your typical slasher film. This artist who wants to get away from everything goes to a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and she goes to the bar at nighttime because she gets lonely, and she meets up with her ex-boyfriend and her friends, and of course they go back to the cabin. And of course, somebody is in there, and he starts getting knocked off one by one. The only problem I had with this movie is you really didn't get any sort of backstory with who this killer is and why the fuck is he doing these things that he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't think it was because it was a situation where like, oh, if we tell him too much about it, he won't be scary. I just don't think they had ideas. They didn't have a creative backstory in mind, so they're like, fuck it, we don't
Like
need one.
he was obviously a cannibal. I mean, that's not giving anything away, but it's like, where does he come from? Why is he doing these things that he's
Why is
doing?
he
And you- and
supernaturally?
and and
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Wasn't human.
That's what makes the beginning of the movie so stupid. The opening scene, of the dude getting
yeah,
killed and stuff.
yeah,
It doesn't even matter. You don't even need to have that opening scene there because there's no explanation of to why this guy is doing what he is and what the fuck he actually is.
yeah.
There's
Okay,
no backstory at all. Like, I mean, it's very. I mean, a lot of the slasher films you don't need any explanation, but it is nice to have kind of a reason why this person's doing this. I mean, I just used my own imagination. I said, well, maybe this guy once lived in this house and he's just taking out people that are renting it out or
yeah,
doing
but then
whatever.
you got to kind of explain why he's supernatural.
Yeah, why is he fucking eating people?
But I mean, cannibalism just can be
Yeah,
because
I
he's
guess.
fucking poor and he's hungry.
Well, maybe he's not even hungry. Maybe he just likes the idea of eating people.
But he's clearly something. Like, I don't want to give too much away about it. But I mean, when you're stabbing somebody and like dust is coming out of them,
Yeah, like
what the
you can
fuck?
work with that, dude. You can work with that.
Yeah,
Like
but the
Yeah,
film's
there's
only
ideas
78
behind that.
minutes, though.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
obviously
just
super
a
low
quick
budget.
explanation like of how he became what he
Yeah,
is and
a
like and what
quick
he's doing.
little piece of exposition
Yeah.
newspaper would be fine.
Yeah,
Because I mean the storyline's so generic. I mean,
yeah,
like Jeremy said, like this girl meets up with her ex or not ex boyfriend, an old boyfriend, or whatever. They go back to this house to party, and then they start getting picked off one by one. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, it's got all the formula of a typical slasher film. Fine, we love slasher films. It works for me, but give me something, man.
yeah.
Just give me
But the thing,
something there.
I think one of the highlights of the film, like one of the main things I like about it, is the atmosphere of the like cold and the just the setting. Like
yeah.
I love that,
But Cole Prey's like that too,
and I
and
liked Cold Prey a lot too.
yeah,
But
but
this
Cole
film,
Prey's a lot better.
these guys were in incredibly cold conditions, from what I remember hearing. Like it was like crazy cold. Like
And that brings up a good point because, or a thought of mine, because I heard the same thing that they filmed this in extremely cold weathers, I think in Sweden, right? And so that brings up one thing that I noticed in the film when I was watching it. Okay, it is really fucking naturally cold there, so you probably shouldn't have to CGI breath in.
Yeah.
There's a part in the film when she looks downstairs or is it he? No, I think it's one of the guys. He looks downstairs and he breathes, and it's clearly CGI'd. There's no way that was real breath.
I think maybe what it probably was, either one of two things. One, it was a post-production shot, or like a, later in post shot that they had to redo or, get, or it was they wanted to emphasize the
How
amount
cold it was.
of cold
Well,
from that guy.
But that was in the house, right? But it was the door leading to downstairs, which I would assume would not be in an old ass shitty house like that, not even insulated. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it would be freezing enough to show your breath down there. But man, it stuck out. It stuck out like a sore thumb when I saw it. And actually, there was a couple scenes in the film like that. It wasn't just that one. There was another scene where I noticed with some crazy accentuated breath.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've seen this. Actually, I reviewed it on one of the collaboration channels. I don't know if it's Bags or not.
I literally watched this last night, so
and
yeah, it's very, very fresh.
From what I remember, I don't know if it was this film, but I think it was this film where I think some of the night shots were actually set in the daytime, and they had like nighttime filters over them. And I think it was because of how incredibly cold it was that they couldn't actually film at night because it was too cold.
Wow.
Definitely an interesting, if anything, it's an interesting history of the film, and it's something worth watching just because, hey, they made it for $5,000. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's really good. It has good effects for $5K, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got to say the one decapitation of that film, fucking, I even said out loud by myself, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, man. Like, I did not see that come. Like, I mean, just how good it looked. I was like, that's pretty fucking
What did you rate that film, Jeremy?
I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
5. I want to say that I gave it a 6 to a 6.5. It's been a while since I've seen it. I might have been still rating 5s back then, so I might have gave it like a 3 out of 5. I don't even know.
I would probably give it a 6 because I love snowy settings in horror films. I think it's
the best part of it. I can't get enough of the cold atmosphere, dude.
I'll give them props, man. The setting was cool. The kills were really well done for the budget and stuff. Awesome, but just give me something to care. Something about the killer. Anything. It just doesn't have to be that generically bland. So
Yep.
But
all right, so now I just have my pick of the week since JP already talked about fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And we already talked about my pick of the week last week, so it really doesn't fucking matter anyway.
So, my go?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I watched a couple nights ago the newly released film and Daniel Harris's directorial debut, released by Anchor Bay.
It's called Among Friends,
Anchor Bay. It was released by Lionsgate here.
Oh, it's weird, man. Anchor Bay.
Wait, I'll get my copy that I've got yet.
Anyways, yeah, Among Friends. Now,
I have a feeling there's
I was really
review coming.
I was really excited to watch this movie because I'm a big fan of Danielle Harris. She's right around the exact.
Let me ask you a quick question: did you see the trailer before you watched the movie, or did you go in blind?
No, I bought it blind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was very excited to watch this movie because I've always been a really big fan of Danielle Harris.
Who is a horror fan and doesn't like Danielle Harris? The
thing is, I kind of grew up with her though too because she's right around the exact same age as me, right? So it was kind of cool, just kind of.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I grew up with her too, but I wasn't even born back then.
I've met her, cool lady.
Anyways, so when I picked this movie up, I read the back and I was like, oh no, here we go. It's got one of these very generic storylines about these. Basically, what it is I think it's like a pre-prom. No, it's like it's an 80s themed mystery murder party. So everyone has to dress up like they're from the 80s and stuff like that. It's not set in the 80s, obviously, but everyone dresses up like they're from the 80s. And have you ever heard of these mystery murder parties that people put on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen one on an episode of King of the Hill.
Yeah, so that's exactly what this is. And
do people actually do that? Come on.
Well, yeah, dude, they're actually really
fucking
cool, man. Yeah.
Have
well, I've never. No, I shit you not, dude. We were actually going to do one for New Year's this year, but I have to work. So, but anyways, that's the storyline. All these people show up to this house, and they're going to be doing this this murder mystery party and stuff like that. And of course, it doesn't go as planned because one of the friends, and I will say that all the people are like really close friends that are involved in this. Like no one's like an outsider or nothing. So everybody
I
is
think
really good friends.
even the actresses are like Danielle Harris's friends, aren't they?
Oh, probably. That would probably explain a lot. So anyway, so everyone actually is like good close friends and stuff, and so they sit down and they go to start this party, and they all start drinking this drink that the host has made for them and stuff, and all of a sudden everyone's kind of like paralyzed from like the legs down. They can't move. She drugged them all. The girl that's hosting it, she's like this Asian girl, and now she's gonna fuck with all of her friends because she became friends with these people through one of the friends there, and she just was disgusted by their behavior. And what she had done, she like obviously grew, or she's like a what the fuck do they call them, a psychologist. She has this big ass house, always threw parties, all of her friends were over there all the time, and what she had done is set up cameras in this house and caught them doing vile things with each other, and she wanted to exploit that, and teach them lessons on why they shouldn't be fucking shitty human beings and stuff like that. So she's got all these people. All these people are paralyzed and they can't defend themselves, and she can just go to town, and she's got all the videotape to prove what they did, and you got friends cheating on each other.
Jigsaw and Dexter together or something.
Yeah, but just Saw 100 times better, Dexter 100 times better. So anyways, this is the storyline
until you see the last season.
The biggest fucking problem with this movie, man, I can get past the generic storyline of these dinner party fucking, kind of settings and films. I mean, it's been done a million times. We've seen these. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Did Danielle Harris write this?
I don't think so. No, she did not write this movie. But that's the biggest problem with the movie is the screenplay is so shitty. I mean, okay, first of all, the things that the host is exploiting in this film are like, this friend's cheating on her friend's boyfriend, shit like that. Oh, she caught them on tape and blah, blah, blah. It's like minor shit like that. Like no one did anything really out of the fucking, no one did anything to really deserve what they were getting. Like the girl is being fucking harsh. If one of her rules is if you ask a question and she answers or whatever, or no, if you answer a question and you want the answer, you get something done to you. It may be like you get a scalping or you get a finger cut off or whatever. So she throws this in the mix, but the shit that she's exploiting and showing that it just didn't add up. I mean, fucking girl cheated and had a threesome, except for
one frustrating film.
The screenplay was horrible, man, and honestly, the dialogue's pretty fucking bad. And
that's a bit disappointing. I just fucking bought this thing yesterday. I only paid $1 for it, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I never want to hear you complain about buying something that's bad.
I got so many good films yesterday.
I spent $15 on fucking Dead Time Stories by George Romero, fucking shitty anthology, and that was the worst purchase I've ever made, man. That was the worst. I don't blind buy because of that, unless it's like $5 blind buys.
$5 blind buy, man. Oh man, that's pushing it for me.
But you do have cameos in this film from Kane Hodder, which.
Of course.
I mean, anybody could have done the role that he was actually,
Dude, don't talk shit on Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder is shit.
It's not.
He was a nice dude. He was a nice.
It's his character.
I hate when people say Kane Hodder can't act.
I'm not fucking saying that.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying
the role that he was given in this movie was so generic. He's a fucking limo driver, comes back to the house to fucking whatever. It's just this movie is not good. It's actually really bad. It's just a really bad screenplay.
That's disappointing.
And I actually got no enjoyment out of it. Like I didn't even think really. Like it's just too bad that the shit that they were exploiting was just not cool. There was one thing that totally could have been justified, and anybody would have dealt with it. But the end of this movie, pure shit. Pure shit. It's like they fucking just came up with an ending, man. It was so bad.
In your opinion, and be honest, Danielle Harris, stick to acting.
Unless she wants to write something. The way she directed the film, it's not that bad. It's the screenplay. The movie looks fine. I thought it was actually even edited pretty decently, but the screenplay.
Would you like to see another effort by Danielle Harris?
If she gets the right screenplay, yes. Totally.
She was nice.
Okay.
I met her 2 summers ago. She was nice.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just fucking I couldn't get over. Like, I'm halfway through the movie going, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is what these people are being tortured over? The fuck?"
well, guess what? I'm not buying for $30 off of Daniel Harris's website.
Guess
Yeah.
what? I paid for $1 yesterday.
I hate to talk shit about Daniel. I'm not talking shit about her. It's just too bad the screenplay that was wrote by Alyssa Lorbit. I
Wait
don't
to
know.
Yeah,
see what
well,
else
I
she's
mean,
written.
like even all right, her directing though was
Oh,
it anything
actually,
special? Was
one of
it
the
good? Was it?
it was decent. It's not bad. So Alyssa Lorbit is actually one of the people in this film. I'm not sure which one she is, but
Yeah.
anyways, one of the girls in the film wrote the screenplay.
She's
So
like the
one of her
main
friends.
character.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I'll probably give it a
So
shot
she's
sometime down the road.
You know what? I'm not saying don't go out and see it. I just didn't get any joy. I was just so disappointed with
Yeah.
the
Well,
screenplay. Like, it was just wow, really not good.
yeah. I mean, you got to be honest about it though. Even though fucking Daniel Harris is awesome, it kind of probably sucks to say that about her movie, but
Yeah, I don't know. But I will say that this Anchor Bay edition came with a really nice slipcover. Pretty nice.
yeah, that's a foreign edition, dude.
Yep.
How is this foreign? It's Anchor Bay.
Not
It's
here. It's
fucking
Lionsgate here.
yeah, it's Lionsgate here, dude. That's foreign shit.
This is
Okay,
actually
so
this is actually not a Canadian edition because it doesn't have fucking French.
French. Fucking, I hate when I get French ones, man. I got like Butterfly Effect and it's fucking French on it in my Slither copy.
All right. So you want to go next,
Um,
JP?
okay, so um, do you want to hear about another Christmas film or a film from 2013?
2013.
Sure. 2013.
Okay, so on I believe episode 1, Moodz, you talked about the Purge, right?
I did.
Okay, so I watched the Purge. Um, I can't remember exactly what you had to say about it. I think you hated the ending or something.
Yeah, the ending was very disappointing. Even kind
Okay,
of the most of the second half of the film, I thought was pretty
yeah,
shitty.
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
okay,
the ending was pure fucking
I
garbage.
don't really know what
Nobody,
ending you're
nobody
talking
would, nobody would ever fucking react like that and just do what they did at the end.
about.
Like,
Okay,
are you
yeah.
mad? Are you serious? You
Well,
wouldn't be
I
pissed
don't
off
even
and
think
want
it's
some
the
fucking.
ending, dude. I think it's like the final, like the like not the final ending, but the whole like final act was like all uncharacteristic of like anybody.
I know
Um,
it's not believable.
and
That's the biggest problem. It's not believable.
what I took away from this film, to me, it seems like a film. Somebody came up with a good idea, and it was manipulated and changed by Hollywood or some producer. Because I think that this film wanted to be more, less. There's so many like. All right, here's an example. This happens multiple times in the film and it drives me fucking crazy, dude. Somebody will be just about to get stabbed or shot or killed in some way, and it's right when they're lifting the blade and somebody shoots him. It's like they do it multiple times in this film, and I always hate that, dude, because it's typical like Hollywood shit. It's like, oh, wait for the climax and then boom, oh, somebody was behind him and shot him. Oh, damn. And it really does happen a few times, at least three, with something similar to that. It just, to me, it feels like, there's that scene. It's almost like torturing. You know what scene I'm talking about. That feels like it was part of a whole different movie. It feels like somebody had like these ideas that just they wasn't able to go the way they wanted to go throughout the whole movie. It just feels like there was a lot of intervention with people from the outside. To me, that's what I got from it. Who knows if it's actually true? It could be that the guy just didn't, make the movie that I was hoping for. But the idea is so solid, and right from the beginning, the very opening credits with the video camera surveillance footage of people like just rolling up and killing people. Like, I love that stuff. It looked so cool. It like set the tone right away. You're like, all right, this is some serious like future fucking crime, and it's like craziness, like just blasting on each other. And it was like, for one, I know this probably bugged you too. The setting was in the house the whole time, and it just seemed like maybe it could have been cool to like go out into the streets or something. And another thing that I thought that they like kind of failed with was they never really gave you like an idea of the scope of the house, but for some reason it seems like there's a billion rooms because people can like hide and get around and stuff, and it's just like it was bad filmmaking, and they never really let you like they drop a line early on like, oh, you added a new addition to your house, but I never really felt like the house was big enough for people to be moving around so easily. Another thing that I didn't like was these people are outside, and right away they say like, hey, we are educated citizens, and we went in, and once they get in they act like fucking complete idiots. They're like running around like having fun and shit. Dude, you're in a house with somebody who's about to blast your fucking head off if you come around a corner, and you're just gonna be like lollygagging. That's my rant on The Purge. I was really annoyed by it.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with pretty much everything you said. I think my biggest problem with the movie, though, is that they took such a fucking awesome idea and just totally smothered it in, Hollywood bullshit.
So you got that too, then? You totally
Yes,
felt the like Hollywood influence on it.
Oh, big time, dude, big time. That's one of I think the biggest problems with the movie, and of course the second half of the film, I believe, is just totally out of like we get to know these characters a little bit, and there's no fucking way anybody in their right goddamn mind would ever fucking allow what happens at the end to happen.
Yeah, and
Or
also
to go down.
dude,
It just never would go down. I don't care who the fuck you are. It's so unbelievable. It's so unsatisfying. It's Hollywood fucking bullshit.
there's so many like typical like Hollywood moves. Like, all right, we got to let the kid let the guy in because the kid is a kid and he's innocent. There's that innocence about him to where he has to let him in. And the father, he has to sell. We have to set it up to where he's sold like these security systems that maybe weren't as good as they should have been to these people to make him kind of a little bit of a bad guy. It just was filled with shit like that is typical.
Yeah, but I mean, is this guy so bad, or was his product so shitty that these people are all of a sudden like going to fucking kill him over it, even though they possibly could?
Silly, dude.
Even though they technically weren't allowed, technically they're allowed to, but come on, man. Fuck, even if I was allowed to, I'm not gonna go and kill you because this little minor fucking thing. Like,
yeah,
you still have to wake up tomorrow. You still have to wake up tomorrow and live with this shit. Like, what the fuck?
And how exactly does that? How exactly does that conversation go down? Like, hey, because there's a group of them. You know what I mean? Is it like, oh, hey, you want to kill this guy? Like, you can't. That doesn't happen. Like, you're not gonna get a whole group of people to like go kill somebody. Like that, it doesn't work like that.
I think if they plan on, which I think it is rumored that they're gonna make a sequel to this.
Yeah.
It might even be confirmed. I don't know. I don't really.
I mean,
it is what it is. But I mean, I think that they're obviously going to take it outside. It's going to be more of a street kind of thing.
Well, I don't want it to be completely like that because I love home invasion films, and done right, they can be awesome. But I just meant like I wanted to see some chaos out there. Like I wanted they talk on the news about like the chaotic shit at the end, like where they're like, oh, there was 23 people at a time killing people, or like I want to see like some footage of that.
Yeah, man, it's a busted idea, dude. It's a busted idea.
Even with all my rantiness, The Purge is still like a well-made technically film. Like it looks good. There's some creepy shots in it, like the cameras with the masks and stuff. I give it a 6 out of 10. It's just a very frustrating and tedious type of film.
Okay.
All right.
What did you rate it?
What did I rate?
5 or something?
Yeah, something around
5.5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was a little bit better than that, but yeah.
All right, so we're going to do our pick of the weeks now.
Yeah, we'll do pick of the weeks then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my pick of the week is a movie we talked about last week, and that is Silent Night, Deadly Night, of course. I'm not going to get into details about the film again because we talked about it so much last week, but yeah.
Your pick, dude.
What?
I almost wanted to make that my pick of the week last week. It really is such a fantastic slasher. I'm almost confident that it would be. I've only seen it one time, so I need to give it a bit more time to marinate. But I'm pretty sure that it would make my top 10 slashers of all time. It's fucking so cool, man. It really is one of those like ideas that you would think would be so obvious, but nobody seemed to really like go. Like, I mean, even the sequels fail at using the idea. It's an easy idea to do, but I mean, this film just has so much more to it than just a guy in a Santa Claus suit.
It's so enjoyable because I mean, like we've talked about this before, but the structure of the film is so well done.
Yeah.
You get, as a little boy, the thing with his grandpa, and then he fucking witnesses his parents dying, and then he's orphaned, then he gets the abuse at the fucking, and then of course this all leads up to what he becomes, right? I
Yeah,
just love
and
the way they structure this film. It's awesome.
And it actually feels like he is, mentally fucked.
Yeah.
Unlike in the sequel where he doesn't feel, it feels so fake, dude. He's just like that. He's like overacting crazy, which is like the worst kind of overacting.
Yeah, totally.
So Silent Night, Deadly Night, definitely a classic. 19 whatever
84.
84. I'm kind of pissed at myself that it took me this long to see it, honestly.
Oh, I would probably punch myself in the face if I just watched it recently.
So, are you suggesting something?
Man, you can take it out.
You've seen it before, right, Jeremy?
A long time ago, but I
Oh,
revisited.
and I just want to touch on this really quick. So that the last release of it put it out like uncut with the footage alters. It's which honestly isn't a huge problem to see something uncut. Why can't they do that with the Friday the 13th films? I touched on it briefly last week. I just don't get it. Come on, man. This is getting annoying. That's why I won't buy this box set, dude. Because I have a feeling they're gonna do it. They're gonna fucking do it eventually, and then I'm gonna be pissed because I bought the box set like 6 times.
Yeah, that actually reminds me too, because you'd asked a question when we were talking, personally and stuff about the Arrow release that I reviewed on my 25 days.
Yeah,
Christmas. It is the same. It's an uncut version too. They have the same, footage spliced back into the film that it looks all washed out and stuff. So it's the exact same edition, basically.
There's actually a lot of footage though.
No, there is, man. Like the Leanna Quigley death is.
Yeah,
they really cut out the whole scene. Is really what they did.
That film had a hell of a time with everything. Just the idea of it. But yeah. I guess my turn.
Well, imagine the Cabal, fucking Nightbreed, the Cabal cut. Imagine the shitty footage, mine it like 10 times worse, and that's what it is. So, you gotta give Scream Factory credit for somewhat trying to restore the film.
I'm sure they'll do a good job, though, man.
They keep pushing this back too. So I'm wondering if they're really, really working hard to like get.
Yeah, well, they said from the very beginning they have no idea how long it's going to take because they really want to take their time with it and do it right.
Like I said, I've seen the film and it's rough. It's I have no idea how they're gonna.
Yeah, but that's completely untouched, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's with no touch up at all.
Yeah. That's just editing it together and stuff. So
okay, so really quickly, I'll throw out another film that is not my pick of the week, and I'll just rate it. Cadaver Christmas. You got to check that out. It's pretty damn cool. It's a fun Christmas zombie film. They're not zombies; they're cadavers. And 7.5 out of 10. Check it out. And now my pick of the week, I will say that my pick of the week is Insidious 2 from the year 2013.
Huh.
Holy fuck, really?
Interesting.
You fucking caught us off guard with that one.
Yeah, because I really didn't watch that much this week. So this was kind of pick of the week by default. It was this or A Cadaver Christmas. And I think Insidious 2 is a well-made film. Once again, you got James Wan directing. As a sequel, it's great. It continues the story. I heard a lot of people getting confused with it who might not be that familiar with the original. I watched the original a few damn times. Like when I say a few, I mean like probably 10. I love the original film. This one is nowhere near as good in my opinion. And another thing, this film convinced me to stop watching trailers because it feels like I've seen every good scene in the trailer, and it kind of bummed me out by the time I was done with this film.
Oh, man, that has got to be the worst thing ever.
It was such a letdown because all the like shocking, like cool, scary moments were all in the trailer. It sucked.
That's terrible.
But it was still effective. It still, stood the hairs up on the back of my neck and stuff. I think Insidious is actually, for a PG-13 horror film, it's kind of fucking scary, dude. Like, if I seen it when I was a kid, I probably would be pretty scared. It got a cool backstory. They take one of the characters from because you know how the whole, I love the idea, what the hell is it even called? Astral projection. That's a real thing. It's a real theory anyway. It's obviously not proven. But there's people who believe in it and have written books on astral projection. And it's a really neat idea. And it's original. And I heard people say that Insidious wasn't an original horror film. It was cliched like ghost stuff. And I was like, yeah, right, dude. So Insidious 2 really takes one of the ghosts, one of the demon ghosts, whatever the hell they are, things, and expands backstory on it, and it gives it a big backstory. And I thought that was cool. And I think that there's the next film, Insidious 3, is going to be another one of the demon type things from the first film, and they're going to expand on the backstory. And this backstory was pretty cool. I liked it. But I give it, it's not as good. That's mainly what it comes down to, and the trailer kind of ruined it for me a bit. It didn't ruin it because it was still a very, very enjoyable film. I mean, it's my pick of the week. It looks, there's a lot. It's a well-made film in terms of technical, like James Wan's directing, and the sound is fucking awesome. But I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I gave the original like a 9 out of 10, so it's definitely a step down, but it's still definitely worth checking out, I think. Just don't expect it to be as good as the original.
Cool. All right, Moodz. It's your pick of the week.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Insidious 2. That's one of the movies on my 2013 to watch list, but I don't think I'll get to it before the year-end show. My pick of the week is a film that I think originally came out in the late 2011, 2012, but has been reissued by Anchor Bay, of all companies, to put this out. And it comes with a nice little slipcover. I don't really like the cover art as much on this one, but Anchor Bay put this out. And it's from the directors of Father's Day. And I'm talking about Astron 6 Manborg. This movie is fucking hilarious. It's so...
That's your pick. Your pick of the week is a movie called Manborg?
Yeah, dude. Manborg is so much fucking fun, dude. This movie basically...
Is it a horror film?
It's like a sci-fi kind of horror kind of deal. But most people would definitely put this into the horror section.
Well, sci-fi and horror go hand in hand.
Basically what it is, it starts out with a backstory, and it's the armies of hell have like taken over Earth. And it starts out, it's got like the way this movie's filmed, it's filmed like purposely to look really bad and has really bad effects and stuff. But I mean, not purposely, but they use these type of effects to make it kind of fun and cheesy, right? So, but anyways, it's got like the armies of hell have taken over Earth and stuff like that. And there's these two brothers, and they're trying to fight off the armies and whatever the fuck they are. They're kind of like demon zombies or whatever. Anyways, they end up getting killed. And the one guy wakes back up in the future, and what had happened was this doctor basically created like a half man, half robot kind of deal, and he created him so he could take over, or not really take over, but I guess defeat the Count Dragulon is his name. Count Dragulon runs fucking Earth and stuff, and so he's created this like half man, half cop, so like this Manborg kind of deal. And he's got a couple people that he meets up with, and they have to basically just fight off the forces and save Earth and shit like that. But yeah, if you're familiar with Astron 6's work, Troma put out a double disc,
four disc.
Oh, I have it on 2 discs, but anyways.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking about the shorts.
Okay.
They have a compilation.
What was he talking
shorts.
about? Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. I have the 4 disc Father's Day too, but they're a Canadian, so this is foreign to you guys. They're a Canadian group.
It's not foreign to us. It's foreign to the world.
So yeah, Astron 6 is 5 guys, and they all write and produce and direct, and they do all their own stuff. Anyways,
so why are they called Astron 6?
Because it's funny. There's fucking 5 of them. That's hilarious.
It sounds. Are you sure it's just not stupid?
No, dude, it's meant to be funny. Anyways, fuck. There goes your sense of humor. Anyways, they, I think a few years back, Troma put out a double disc of all their shorts, and I highly recommend seeking this out, man. Look it up. Dude, it's like 5 hours of like all these crazy shorts that they did and stuff. And actually, Father's Day started out as a little short that they'd done. It's just a fake trailer that they'd made.
It's like Hobo with a shotgun.
And I think that I think Lloyd Kaufman actually saw the short and, basically said, let's make this into a fucking film. That's how it got distributed through Troma and stuff. But anyways, this movie wasn't distributed through Troma, and it's the same guys. They act and direct and do all the stuff. So you'll see them in every one of their things. But the effects, it's like there's this Asian guy in this film, and his voice is dubbed over like old kung fu movies and stuff purposely. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. The effects are so funny. Oh, it's just a blast. This movie runs just over 70 minutes, which is kind of a shame because I probably could have done with an extra 10, 15 because it was so much fun. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it, man. It's just check this shit out, man. I mean,
All right. Pretty
I
cool.
highly recommend this, and I've heard I mean, people have been talking about this movie for a long time, and it's funny because I was just Dustin Mills, from Dustin Mills, fucking he posted his top 10 favorite films of 2013, and it was all Manborg with Adam Sandler mixed in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious because I just watched it and I was like, oh fuck, that's so funny.
So why would he call it his top 10 then? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
JP, man, you're on a roll today.
To snap at me.
But anyways, I highly recommend this. I know there's a couple different editions of it, but this is the one I finally got around to grabbing, and it's hilarious. It's so much fun.
Before we move on to the next segment, Jeremy, I believe you've seen Treevenge. Was it awesome? Was it awesome?
I fucking loved it.
Okay, Moodz,
So
I believe
awesome.
you completely slacked, had enough time to watch 30 movies, but couldn't even watch a 16-minute short that I completely recommended.
Dude, you know what's funny? I actually went to go watch that.
Yeah, excuses.
No, I didn't. I totally forgot about it. I'm not going to lie.
There's this awesome baby decapitation. It's fucking awesome.
That's what I said when it was like worse than killing kids. It was killing babies. Like, dude, that's even more taboo.
The way that he died, it was just so...
Oh, dude, it was the perfect ending, wasn't it?
Oh, man, I love that short. It was
I'm
fun.
glad you liked it, guys. Everybody else, check out Treevenge. It's awesome, man. Totally recommend it.
Yeah.
I believe Moodz has a segment, right?
Yes, Mood's first segment.
What is it called?
It is called a brand new segment called Mood Swings. So very appropriate. It's very appropriate. Yeah. So in this, I'm just basically going to talk about random topics and stuff. Of course, varying from different types of moods. But yeah. So, anyways, first off, I want to talk about this. Is something that kind of pertains to me and where I'm from. But for some fucked up reason, our postage is going up. Like it costs about 60 cents to ship a fucking, to send something through the mail. As of 2014, it's going up to like $1.20. I'm like, how in the fuck can you possibly double the price of a single stamp? Now that worries me for shipping shit internationally. It's just gonna it is gonna go through the roof now. So I'm very, very concerned about this, and it's driving me nuts. And on top of the whole thing, our mail system already is so fucking slow. They're laying off 55,000 workers of Canada Post in 2014. And I'm like, it already takes like 6 fucking weeks to get a package. I'm like, this is gonna be
I was gonna send Moodz today, like an 8-pound package with some laserdisc and stuff in it. And I go to fucking print out the postage. It's like $44 for an 8-pound package to Canada.
Okay,
and I'm like,
since we're all like bitching about mail right now, I got a letter today in the mail that I ordered 2 orders from their Fox Connect sale that Fox connected, and one of my orders shipped. I ordered them separately, a few days apart. Both orders shipped. I got one order, and I got a note today saying that they couldn't find my address for the second order, and it's waiting at a UPS facility. I have till Monday to pick it up, or they're gonna send it back. The fuck? The fuck is going on? That is so bullshit. I mean, like, come on. They sent me one. They sent me one.
Yeah,
then how the hell did they not find my address?
Yeah, it just pissed me off. Like, I was going to go fucking an 8-pound package to Canada was going to cost me $43 fucking dollars. So I told Moodz, fuck it. When you come here in April for Cinnamon Wasteland, I'll just give you your fucking laserdisc. Then I'm going to ship everything else out. So it won't be fucking $41 for fucking...
Shipping is annoying, man. No matter what. It's just something that we have to deal with as collectors, and I don't see it going away. I don't see it getting any better. It's only going to get worse. And that's a sad thought, man. Tomorrow, who knows what the hell shipping is going to be. And it's a sad fact that we have to face as collectors. And it's just...
And U.S. postage is going up, too. I read, like, a few days ago. It's going up again.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring it up is because, like, where I live, I have to buy like everything online, so this really, really affects me all the way around. Fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, Moodz has to record from his closet sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this segment's all gonna be random. I just wanted to talk about a distributing company, very kind of new. I guess they've been putting out stuff for maybe about the last year. They're called Vinegar Syndrome. They basically put out like a lot of cult films and almost like cult and horror films that are almost to be thought of lost films and stuff like that. But they're doing such an amazing job with these releases. They have like this line where they're releasing double packs, like double features, not double packs, like double features and stuff, and they just look fantastic. I could not recommend these guys enough. Definitely check out Vinegar Syndrome. Check out the website, look at the films. Like some of them are even to the point of being like almost like softcore, maybe even like porno stuff. But I mean, if you're into that type of stuff, definitely check it out. I highly recommend them. They released Night Train to Terror, that Blu-ray that came out a little while ago. I reviewed on Body Bags, but that's just among things. They got a variety of different types of films and shit, but definitely check out them. Yeah, and I also wanted to say I'm very fucking happy that Grindhouse Releasings is back now too. We all know, Grindhouse Releasings, very kind of infamous company and stuff like that. They disappeared because one of the founders had passed away. I think a couple years ago, I believe it was, and they're finally back releasing stuff, which is totally fucking amazing because they just released Corruption with Peter Cushing and stuff. And so big ups to those guys for finally getting back in the game and releasing some of the best stuff. They're kind of considered to be, I've heard people call them like the criterion of like, grindhouse films and stuff like that. So big fucking props to them for coming back out.
Yeah, when are they going to release Gone with the Pope, damn it?
I don't know. They've had lots of different types of films to be released, but I don't know.
Like it played here in Chicago like 3 years ago, and I missed out on it. I was so pissed because you can't fucking see that movie anywhere. So I really want to see that movie, but
yeah, totally. I know they've had a bunch that are just like, but then again, they had some issues because of the death and stuff. But yeah, I'm just glad to see them back actually releasing fucking stuff again. It's so awesome. And I also actually wanted to talk about more on like the social aspect of these companies and stuff, but Facebook groups. When you get added into a Facebook group and stuff, I've been finding lately that some of them have been really fucking useful. People posting some amazing shit. So if you're actually part of these, these horror Facebook groups and stuff, actually check them out. People are posting some pretty cool shit in there and stuff. So, shit to come and, shit that I didn't even know was being released and stuff. So definitely check those out, man. But yeah, I did want to talk about, this is on a negative little thing. I was anticipating this Scream Factory release all year long. I was anticipating it so much. It was my most anticipated thing in a long time, which was the Body Bags Blu-ray. And I gotta say, man, picture quality amazing. They did a really good job with the edition, except for the audio. And apparently, they're saying that the audio issues are due to like the original audio tracks and stuff that they couldn't actually fix and stuff. So, but if you have this edition of Body Bags, let me know your thoughts on this let us know your thoughts on this because fuck was it ever disappointing to me. It was so distracting while I was watching like the first half of the film. I think it's more prevalent in the first half of the film. And
wait, so did they comment on this? I'm sorry, I didn't hear if you mentioned that or not.
Yeah, they've addressed the issues because it was brought up in forums and
what they say.
They said that it was due to the original audio. They couldn't actually fix those little burps and glitches and stuff.
Oh man, Scream Factory. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This is kind of like the negative part of my mood swings.
Is it like that in the?
As much as I love the company, you got to have a disclaimer. You can't just put that out without telling anybody.
I know, man, because I literally noticed it 2 minutes into the movie, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I thought it was my system. I was like, "No," because I'm watching the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I thought my shit was fucking up, right? So I kept watching, it kept happening. I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I popped it out, went upstairs to my other fucking system, put it in there, same fucking thing. I was like, "No, Scream Factory!" And then I got online, and I'm checking it out. And sure enough, people are on forums saying, "Oh, the Body Bags audio transfer is fucking shit," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So it's not my copy.
Yeah, is it like that on the out of print. Well, it's not really out of print anymore, but
You know what? To be honest, I've never watched that DVD, so I have no idea. I never owned it, so
I guess I'll have to watch it and find out.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I if it isn't, then you have to say, like, if it's normal, then you have to say that Scream Factory might be telling fibs.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
mean,
I didn't hear any comparisons.
It is a big issue, dude. Honestly, that kind of, dude, Moodz. For example, what was one of the main releases before it was ever announced when we was talking about what our imaginary wish list of films that we wish Scream Factory put out? Body Bags was like the one we talked about all the time.
I'll never forget that because we were bullshitting about that, and a week later they actually announced it.
Yeah,
like if we could make a Scream Factory wish list of films to be released,
which
like
I plan on doing for 2014.
Yeah, and sure enough, Body Bags actually made the fucking cut, and so did Night of the Demons. That was another movie that I said.
Yeah,
and that actually made the cut.
Tales from the Hood, please, please, please.
Yeah, so that was amazing. But yeah, that is personally why that release is so disappointing to me, because I have an audio engineering background. I notice every audio issue in every film I watch because of my background, and it kind of fucking sucks that I notice that shit because it ruins my experiences. But it was very distracting, and I heard from a lot of people it was very distracting, and that's just too bad because Scream Factories really hasn't done anything wrong at all up to this date, and they have a lot of releases. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from it. Nobody's perfect, and this is a perfect example of why nobody's perfect or how nobody's perfect. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say,
dude, you just dropped some like knowledge or something.
so anyways, I just wanted to say, on that note of 2013 releases and stuff, that I just wanted to say that 2013, in my opinion, has been one of the best years in horror in the modern times.
Dude,
there was a lot of
I've
good.
been saying that for months, dude.
Man,
horror has never
movies.
been better.
Wait till you see your next,
era,
man. Your next is good, man.
Which I will see before next week. And dude, horror, I love it this year. It has been a blast for me. Not only horror, but MMA. That's a little side thing that I said that earlier.
Which is why we're going to have to hurry this up, because JP has to watch his MMA. So.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just say it right now. We're actually going to not do the Maniac review this time, correct?
Correct, because we were having technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had to start the show an hour later than we planned on it. But before we get to the news, which there isn't that much, a little listener feedback. I believe somebody asked us, sorry, I forget the name, to talk about the Katarina's Nightmare Theater line of DVDs. I don't actually own any of them, so Moodz, I know you do. Tell me why I should or shouldn't own them.
You should own them because they're releasing some pretty cool cult films and mostly uncut. And that's basically the reason, man. Support Scorpion.
Enough reason for me.
Because these companies like Scorpion, we need companies like this. For us collectors and fans, we need these type of companies to be putting out these type of things, hence Vinegar Syndrome and stuff. Grindhouse. Scorpion's doing the exact same thing. They're finding films that are, very obscure and kind of lost, and they're putting them out, and they're doing a good job with the transfers. They're mostly all, anamorphic widescreen transfers, and they keep one thing I do like about Scorpion is that they keep the original tracks, the audio tracks. A lot of these are mono and stuff. I mean, some people may not like that in today's, technical fucking awesome sounding era, but for people that have watched some of these films back in the day, it's kind of cool, man. You hear that in its mono real audio track.
Dude,
they didn't try to spruce it up
on VHS.
And that's cool. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just about done here. I just want to say that, if you are a part of YouTube right now, if you're a part of YouTube and you have Matt87 Writer.
Are you really going to talk about this?
I'm just going to say, fuck you, buddy. Get the fuck off YouTube and fuck you again. Anyways.
Let's go to war.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. This guy is harassing the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, fuck foreigners.
If he fucking has, if you're, or whatever, block him. That's enough of that shit. I don't give a
and he keeps thumbs and body bags in his basement.
I'm going to be honest. Matt,
I don't give a fuck.
87 Writer has never did anything wrong to me as far as I know.
Well, as long as he keeps treating women the way he is, he's offending me. Even if he's never said anything bad to me.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm not down with that shit, dude. I don't like the dude.
That's enough of that shit. I don't want to waste too much time on that piece of fucking shit, so fuck him. So my last thing about in this new segment, Mood Swings, I'm going to ask
we ended Mood Swings like 10 minutes ago.
No, because we talked about this
feedback,
before.
Bro.
No, no,
Let him keep going. Shut up,
Okay.
JP.
no, because you just intervene because you like to hear the sound of your own voice. But anyways,
That I do. That I do.
because I said at the top of the show or before the show this was going to be the end. So I figured that I'm going to ask a question and I want some, viewer feedback and stuff
You're
on the
right.
question to ask.
You're
And
right. I'm just a
that'll be
dick.
the end of Swingz. So my question is name your top 5 horror films when you were in high school. So the years you were in high school. I personally was in high school from 1993 to 1998.
I was
Those are my
born in 1993.
He
That's what's
he was
fucking
he was in
sad.
high school from 1993 to 19. What did you say?
98.
99,
98.
2000.
What?
1993
93
to
to
2000.
98. You were in high school for 5 years?
I was in high school from 1993 to 1998 because it works out in 5 years,
All right.
right? Because you start in September and end in
Yeah.
98. I don't know. You're in 1993. I'm in high school for 2 months,
Yeah, okay.
but it
Okay.
still starts 93. So, anyways, my question is: name your top 5 horror films from when you were in high school.
That's a
Um,
good fucking question.
in your years of high school that meant the most to you when you were actually in high school, not what they might mean to you now. So your list may have changed now because you've known more films from them, but the 5 horror films from the years you were in high school that you watched and you fucking loved, obviously they'd be different now.
Yeah.
Between 1993 and 1998, I never saw a couple of the films that would definitely make that list until after I was high school, but they didn't mean anything to me then because I didn't see
Yeah.
them. So name your
Very
5
good
top
question.
horror films that were from the years you were in high school that actually meant a lot to you. So
Okay.
basically, for me, it would be
Also,
93, 98, which is an interesting time in horror because we all know that the 90s was kind of dead at that time. I mean, Scream is one that I would have to put in the list. I'm not going to list top 5,
no,
but I
we
just
are.
remember
We are
watching
next
that.
week.
Okay, I'm gonna say Scream because I remember watching that movie in the theater and just like, holy fuck, like finally a horror movie, a mainstream horror movie that's kind of it just really did resurrect the whole thing. And it just kind of meant a lot to me because it's like it's finally back.
Dude, you don't want to start talking about Scream. You'll never get me to
I'm
shut up.
not, but that's the thing. Like I'm just using Scream as an
Yeah.
example of something that came out
I
in the
say we
years that I
do
was in
this
high
though.
school.
I say we do it too for next week. Like
Yeah.
we give our films also. I think it'd be fun. I like that question. The reason I want to do it is because I like the question. Now I want to answer it. So yeah, I mean, does that wrap up Mood Swings, right?
Mood Swings is done. Yep.
All right.
Okay. So,
JP, do you want to take over the host reins?
well, I no.
Okay.
Is that a question?
Well, I'm just
Um,
telling you, next we're going to go to JP with the news, so go ahead.
but I didn't want to go to JP with the news. That's why I interjected.
Okay.
I wanted to just ask Moods one more quick thing because I'm kind of interested about Katarina's Nightmare Theater line. What if I was going to pick up one to start with? What would you recommend?
Ooh, that's a good question. The first one that comes to my mind is House on Sorority Row, the double disc version
That's the
released by
one I was
Katrina.
kind of going to go with. That's all right. I'll go with that.
I'm going to get
I think it's
out.
I think it's a fantastic film, but it's a good release, double disc. I mean, the original one this is a better transfer. This is better all around. So definitely go with that one. I would recommend Incubus. I would recommend, oh my God, Body Melt. Body Melt's an amazing Australian film. The Carpenter is a really fucking bad, cheesy 80s slasher film that you would probably really enjoy. It's fun. But, list goes on. Pretty cool.
Go
Now,
ahead,
you want to do the
Jeremy.
news, JP?
Yeah, let's go.
News
Okay.
time.
News very short this week. One, because I really didn't look for it. My apologies. Two, I had bookmark tabs and I forgot about them and they're gone. So I had to scramble and find news in like 5 minutes. So first, the Hammer, Hammer, the UK Hammer company, the CEO wants to make, I guess A Woman in Black 2 is happening. He wants to make more than a trilogy. He thinks he has enough ideas and he wants to make more than 3 already. And the second one's not even out. So I just thought that was interesting. I haven't seen the first one either yet. So after that, we have Amityville, The Lost Tapes. This was the long rumored Amityville sequel / installment to continue the long running Amityville series. And this is going to be called The Lost Tapes. Can you guess what kind of genre this is?
Found footage.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
or comedy.
or bad. How about that genre?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, don't judge a film before it's out. I guess. I guess this is going to be taking place in '78. It's going to be taking place at the time of the original Amityville story, so it's like found footage of that or something. Honestly, if done right, it actually seems like it makes sense. Amityville and found footage seems to like, why wouldn't that be a thing? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that would be a thing already. So yeah, that comes out January 2nd, 2015.
The first
Um,
shitty film of the year. Let's give it a round of applause.
yeah. Um,
Yay!
Yay!
you know what, dude? I mean, some of those Amityville sequels are so bad, it kind of doesn't have a lot to prove. You know?
They're actually as bad as some of the fucking cover arts. Part 4 has the worst cover. Well, one of the editions has the worst cover
Do you
art
remember
ever.
the Horror Man did videos about bad cover art?
Yeah, and he actually showcased Part 4.
Yeah,
That one
I
really bad
remember
one.
that.
Oh, dude, because I have that edition. And that made me laugh so fucking hard one time. I was like,
Yeah,
that really
it's so
is a bad cover.
Imagine seeing that on like a theatrical poster or something, like in the movie theater.
Is that the one where they're all standing around? Or is
Yeah,
that yeah?
with the family. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking bad. It's just so shitty.
Hey guys, let's do a Amityville horror retrospective.
Oh god.
What do you think would be harder to do, Amityville horror or Hellraiser?
Well, the Amity horror one would be hard to do because a couple of films are so fucking hard. Or
Yeah, that is true.
they're out of print and they're hard to find. So
After that, guys, we have news about Insidious. I don't know, the producer or something said that he wouldn't mind possibly turning it into a TV series. I don't think, just like Scream Factory, we're not going to go by a week without mentioning some horror film or franchise being turned into a TV series. That's the new remake, for sure. For sure, that's the way of the future for horror as of right now. Honestly, I like Bates
What do
Motel.
we have all?
Pretty
What do we have all lined up right now? So we have From Dusk Till Dawn that's apparently coming out.
The
Yeah,
Mist.
Bates Motel
The
happened.
Mist.
Hannibal, The Mist,
No,
Hellraiser.
I
is
meant the
still in
ones
works.
to come. To come.
Oh, to come.
So we got From Dusk Till
so
Dawn
many.
is to come. Amityville.
Hellraiser is still in development.
Oh my god, this is fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh. I just can't. I can't believe
I
this,
mean,
man.
but
Like,
you know what though, man? They did this before. They did this in the '80s with Friday the 13th and Freddy's Nightmares. But what's kind of different now is they're actually making the TV show have something to do with the actual film that they're making it about. You know what I mean? Like, Freddy's Nightmares really didn't have a whole lot to do with Freddy. Friday the 13th didn't have anything to do with Jason. Poltergeist the Legacy didn't have anything to do with Poltergeist. And so even though I've never seen that show, I just based off of what I know about it. Anyway, yeah, that's take it for what it is, I guess. After that, we don't have a whole lot of news besides this is something that probably would interest Jeremy. Plus One is being put out by IFC Midnight, January 14th, 2014. I actually watched the trailer to this one. This one actually looks pretty cool. It's like a time travel-y weird thing. I'm not sure how much horror it is, but it looks really neat. I'll definitely probably check this one out. After that, we have Rutger Hauer, the Reverend, dated for a home release February 11th, 2014. And Jeremy would probably be interested in this one too because it's another IFC Midnight release. IFC Midnight is putting out, I think this is IFC Midnight, Dario Argento's Dracula 3D on Blu-ray. It's actually in 3D, I guess. This is coming out January 28th. On Blu-ray. I've heard so many bad things about
I had
this
a
thing.
chance to meet Dario Argento, but I had to sit through Dracula 3D, so I didn't go.
Is it that bad?
dude, I've
heard
heard
it's
nothing
pretty bad.
but every review I've seen on it
I
so
mean,
far
dude,
is
that
saying
movie was made-
it's like it's by far his worst, but like actually like one of the worst movies ever. It's like what
I
the fuck?
believe it's been in production for like 4 years or something, you know?
But I heard like everything from the characters and the storyline to like the really bad effects and CGI and shit like that is just it's not Argento, man. Like he must be losing his fucking mind or something.
Yeah.
After hearing that shit, it's crazy.
You know,
That's sad. It's so fucking sad, dude.
I still probably pick it up anyway. Just 'cause
it's the only movie. It's the only movie that I don't own by Dario Argento, so I fucking the completist in me. I have to pick it up eventually. But Jesus Christ, man, shoot me if I pay over fucking 57 cents for it.
57 cents.
I'm not.
That's
maybe they'll be selling for $1 when I go to Chicago in April.
Hey, I bet you will be $1 by the time you get here.
Yeah.
I bet you will be.
So, besides that, that's pretty much it for the news that I can think of. I don't think Scream Factory has announced anything new this week. But I would like to say I kind of like this listener feedback idea. So if anybody has any questions for us or topics that you would like discussed, throw them out there. Leave a comment, let us know, and we'll, probably talk about them.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else, guys?
Not this week. Sorry about Maniac. I totally got strapped for time. UFC 168 is happening right now, and I need to get to it.
Okay. All right. So sorry for the short show, guys. We've only been going for an hour and 25 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed this fourth episode of the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. Next week, we'll be doing our top 10 films from 2013 here on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. So I hope you guys look forward to that.
Basically just a year in review.
Yeah.
And I got some other little trinket ideas to throw out during that show too. It should be a blast. It's going to be probably jam-packed. It's going to be fun.
So since this show was so short at an hour and a half, we'll probably next week, because it's our 2013 retrospective, I expect it to go on longer than our usual show, because we'll be talking about a whole bunch of shit.
We potentially have 30 different films to talk about, but you're not going to be 30 films, because we're probably going to have some of the same on our list. But the show has potential to be very long, and I don't think we'll have anything else in there.
I
don't think I'll do mood swings
for
and stuff
too that I haven't even let you guys know about. So I'm thinking about not even letting you know about them, just throwing them on you, and you have to fucking come up with something as I say them. But yeah, I mean, dude, the first year of 22 Shots of Moods and Horror. What's up? See you next year, guys.
Yep.
I guess it's season 2.
Yeah,
season 2.
Already 4 episodes in. That's more than Burial Grounds, I think, right?
No, we made 4.
So next week will be more than Burial Ground. So thanks again, everybody, for watching.
They were never heard from again.
Especially Clive. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, you can at youtube.com/NESRuler22. If you want to follow JP at his channel, you can at youtube.com/doubleshotJP, right, JP? DoubleShotJP.
And you can follow me on Twitter at DoubleShotJP.
All right. And if you want to follow Moodz on his channel, it's youtube.com/Moodz616. He's done with his 25-day horror retrospective. I said we'd be talking about Maniac once again, but we didn't for the 4th week in a row. So I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. This is an ongoing
joke. I'm telling you. Next week we have to wrap up with, we'll see you next week.
But ironically enough,
we'll see you guys next week for a Maniac review.
We're not going to go 5 weeks because, of course, one of us is going to have Maniac on their top 10 list.
Yep.
Right, so we're going to end up talking about the remakes, so anyway.
Yeah. All right, so I hope everybody had a safe and happy Christmas, and I hope everyone out there has a safe and happy New Year's. Don't be stupid and drink and drive, and we should talk to you guys again next week. So talk to you guys again.
Peace. Later.